Hey everybody, I'm Dave Sparks. I'm here to talk about OmniFocus. A long time ago I realized that I'm not a very smart guy, so I needed help with this kind of stuff, so I use OmniFocus. It's kind of like sublet my brain, the part that's supposed to keep track of stuff, and it's done a great job for many years, and I've been very happy with my association with this application. So today I'm talking here about doing stuff, and the thing about OmniFocus is, especially with this group, because you guys are we're at the event, so we are the geeky OmniFocus users, and it's great. You plan, you organize, you review, but we don't stop there, right? We start going crazy, and we learning AppleScript and doing everything else, and pretty soon you realize that you're spending all your time in OmniFocus, and you've got this really, sweet library, but you haven't checked anything off for a while. So what about doing stuff? And that's the idea. It's like, what do they say with Buddha? Once you get so far with Buddha, you have to drop Buddha. Well, we need to drop this stuff too, and we need to get stuff done. So today my talk is about this check mark. When are you going to get stuff done? And I think is it David Allen, but I'm not sure who used the first phrase, cranking widgets. But I love that phrase because really, no matter what you do, whether you're a lawyer or you actually do physically crank widgets for a living, at some point, if you get good at your craft, you crank widgets. And the idea behind OmniFocus is to get you to that cranking part as fast as possible. So there's a couple ways I'm going to talk about doing that. And the first is start dates. I know there's a lot of ways to use OmniFocus, but for me, start dates are critical. And this is why. If you walk in on Monday and you look at your OmniFocus task list and you see 200 items there, it's crippling. You just can't do it. And one of the first things I realized is a task list like that means that I'm not going to get anything done. So I wanted to figure a way to distribute that stuff over several days. And you can do that with OmniFocus using start dates. And the idea is you go through your week, then every day your focus changes to just the tasks that you want to work on that day. So how do we do it? I've got a little screencast here I'm going to show you. So this is my secret layer maintenance project, and talk to the gardener about trimming the hedges. I'm going to put 2 days there. So you want to put start dates on your OmniFocus. 2 days, 2D, it just does 2 days. It does a calculation for you. So you just jump to 2 days from now. Feed piranhas. That's an important thing if you've got a secret layer. This is set up as a repeating task, though. So watch what happens when I check it. I'm going to check it off, and it's going to just show up again. And it's off my list for today, but it'll show up on February 7th. I was talking when I recorded this screencast, but obviously I'm talking faster now, aren't I? Either that or it's physically become slower. Okay, refuel escape rocket. I'm going to put 1 week Tuesday. Did you know you could do that? 1W-TUE, and then it's going to calculate the date for you. You don't need to figure out what that is, and it just did it for me, 2/12. You can also use names like today and tomorrow, so I did a couple like that. And so I'll do that in the morning, and you see very quickly this long list of things I was supposed to do today just went away, and there's only a couple left that are due today. The next one is I've got this project called Build a New Death Ray, and if I want to do that, I need, what's it? I need quality time, Courage, I forget, but I need special time to figure that out. Now, I could go and select all of them. This is a great tip in OmniFocus. Shift down, then Shift Command I. Then you go up to the start date there, and I can just put 1 week, or I put 3 days here. I don't know what I put, but that will move all those tasks out for a week or 2 days or however long I need it. But I'm going to do something even better here. I'm going to Command Z to undo that. And I'm going to adjust the start date right there for the project. Did you know you can do that one? So if you're on your iPad and you've got a project, you don't have to go through and physically move each one forward. Just move the project forward a couple weeks. Then everything disappears. And then I'm going through here now, my last project. I'm going to be managing my minions, process Igor's vacation request, all the important stuff you do. And investigate new benefits package for new hires. That's important. I'm going to put that on Monday. So I just knocked that out there. Process workers' compensation form. If you had minions, you would have a lot of workers' compensation claims. I'm certain of that. And then write memo about who ate my sandwich. And that's going to have a due date. So now I'm going to put some due dates in here. You see I put a due date. And another cool thing you can do with the due dates is you can put it even 2 hours. So if you come in the morning and you've got something that absolutely needs to get done before you go to lunch, put a due date of 2 hours on it. So before you go to lunch, you'll see that little badge and you say, uh-oh, I got to take care of that. So once I do all of this stuff, the advantage is it'll clear out. And I'm going to go up and show you very quickly where I put a filter that shows, just show me the things that are available right now. And you'll see this long list of items is going to drop down to just 2 or 3. And then I've got a list I can work from the day, and then I can actually do stuff. There's the trick right there. Availability, available. And just like that, now I've got a task list I can work from today. So that's the idea. Start dates. The next one is due dates. What do you think's more helpful, this or that? All right? How many people have that? Okay, so it's useless. You don't have due dates. You just have a number that you ignore. So be more realistic about it, because you're not going to stop. If I see that, I get worried because there's something I need to take care of. So be more conservative about that. I say, when it comes to creating a new task, almost always use a start date, almost never use a due date. That will solve a lot of your problems. It really has to be due. If something's going to blow up, you can put a due date on it. If not, then don't. So at that point, you're cranking widgets. So just very simple tweaks. This stuff really isn't as hard as everybody makes it out to be. You just got to be realistic about what you can do every day. And then the way I do this is I have 2 times a day I spend in OmniFocus. In the morning, I spend 10 to 20 minutes in it. I do exactly what I just showed you. I go through the whole day. I move stuff out. I make a list that I'm going to do that day. And the important part here is be honest, because if you've got that list and it's got 50 items, you're not going to get them done. You know, nobody has ever got 57 items done in a day. I don't care how easy they are, you're not going to. You know, it's going to make you sad. But if you do 16 for a day, you might get that done. So, you know, when you go through your list, make it honest with yourself, then you'll be happy. And at the end of the day, you go back and you look and see, how did I do today? And you know what? Something may have caught on fire, and maybe you only got 5 of those 15 things done. But it's easy. You just go through and set the start dates to what makes sense for the things you left off, and you can get to them when it's appropriate. Again, 10, 20 minutes at the end of the day. So here's my graphic, because like I said, I'm not very smart. I need help, you know, figuring this stuff out. Do stuff during the day. You know, that's one of the great things about the iPad app and the iPhone app is you don't have to manage it. You just open it and you check it off. It feels great. I get an endorphin from it. And then when something comes up in the middle of the day and somebody says, oh yeah, I need to, you know, we need to do something with this minion, you don't stop and say, oh great, I'm going to make a new project, set a review time, do all this stuff. All you have to do is open that quick entry box, say, set up new project about firing minion, and then close it. Then at the end of the day, when you do your 5 o'clock thing, then you can go play with OmniFocus if you want. So thanks everybody, and make sure you do stuff.